I guess, part of my charge is to speak about the executive orders. And so, as we know, under this lovely administration that we have right now, there's, yes, I'm being sarcastic, there is a lot of anxiety that was created even prior to him coming into office with some of the things that he promised to do and basically tried to do within the first month of him being in office. Two of the things in particular were the executive orders. There was one that I guess people know of as the travel ban, and that mostly impacted people coming in from the 7 Muslim countries primarily, and that's gone through the legal system over and over. There have been several iterations of that, and none of them have held up because the way in which they were written are just discriminatory on its face, because according to the Constitution, you can't discriminate against people for various reasons, including their religion. And the way in which it was written, it was basically drafted like that, and I'm sure you guys saw the mayhem that it created within the airports, because there were people actually en route coming here, and they were impacted by it because it wasn't planned out. It was just done basically spur of the moment. So you had people coming here, stuck in airports, basically not knowing what to do. And thankfully, there were a lot of attorneys who were able to go to the airports, assist people, and have them released from detention or what have you. But there are people who actually came as far as to being in the United States and being sent back. There are people who had been adopted, and the idea was I think there were 2 brothers in particular who had come so far as being in the United States, and they were actually sent back to Ethiopia. I mean, so they were they were elderly, it was to the fact, or to the point, that the enforcement was so bad that you actually had even U.S. citizens being impacted. So it wasn't even something that it was like you're here on travel or you're a visitor. There were actually people who were green card holders and U.S. citizens, just because of the way in which it was rolled out. And the current state of affairs with that is it's been knocked down by several federal courts, and our equally lovely Attorney General now believes that this is something that should go to the Supreme Court. So that's what they're preparing to do. Most would think that because of what has happened, you would kind of understand maybe this is not a good idea, but because they made these promises and they want to make America great again, they're saying that they want to continue with doing that. So that's one of the executive orders that was put out there, and that's more so impacting those coming from outside in. And so I think the one that probably is more relevant and pertinent to this crowd is the one dealing with the interior. And so under that one, it's an expansion of what was already in place. So it's not, oh, evil Trump and he came up with this. It was in place under the Obama administration. So this is not new. But what has happened under this administration has been an expansion of the enforcement. So under the Obama administration, it was understood that it's just too heavy of a task. I think the number quoted is about 11 million undocumented individuals here. So to just round everybody up is ridiculous, to think that that's something like how, I think, what did Donald Trump say? He would do it within the first day. That's crazy. That has not happened, obviously. So under the Obama administration, the idea was, okay, we know that this problem exists, but let's prioritize the ones that we would like to really enforce this program for, or target first. And under the Obama administration, the idea was those who have committed aggravated felonies, they're in gangs. I mean, they're just people no one would want around. Murderers, people doing things like that, where it's like if you have to look at who you are going to kick out of your house first, it's going to be someone who is a true criminal, not someone who stayed longer than they said they were coming for a week and then they didn't leave. So, but recognizing that, yes, that is a problem as well. So what has happened under the Trump administration is, in addition to those people that were identified under the Obama administration, it was also to expand it to just be anyone who basically has overstayed their time here or beyond what is authorized. So then obviously with that, we know that that's a broader net, which could include just the mom taking her child to school, the father working 2 jobs. I mean, just basically anyone who does not have proper documentation is now put on the same level of those who used to be you're a gang member, you're this, you're that. So, you know, prior to this change, people were in fear, but not like that, because, I mean, if you're sitting here or if you're in the United States, especially within our community, you're probably not in a gang. You're probably not doing these things, so you're like, okay, I'm worried a little bit, but I'm not really, really worried. But the thing is, with the way in which it's gone now, it really casts a wider net. And so that creates the anxiety that a lot of people are experiencing. And part of what happened under this order also was to increase the number of immigration agents. So it's like there are more people on the job trying to enforce what the Trump administration has put in place. And so I guess, I mean, so that's basically an overview of what these orders mean. And I guess when we get to the Q&A portion of the program, if there are any questions regarding that, we can address those at that time. But so just the overall, I guess, climate is, this is not to create fear. It's just to raise the level of awareness about what's going on so that we understand the ramifications of what these orders mean. And so in that vein, I mean, I think the first thing I would definitely advise is whatever documentation you have or a relative or a close friend has, make sure you have it on you. Also try to be as truthful as possible. Understand that you do have the right to remain silent. And when I say you, it's you in general, so it could be, this may not impact you directly, but you know someone who knows someone who knows someone. And again, like I started off by saying, everybody here is an ambassador in their own right or an evangelist in their own right. So even if someone who you know needs to be here is not here, you can say, I've been going to these events, not so and talk, la 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 la, and tell them that. And say, you know, we're all here to help. I mean, it's a safe zone, so it's not like a situation where if you're open about what's going on, that you're going to hear your business on the street. I mean, especially, I mean, I guess all of us here are professionals who have taken certain oaths, which require us ethically not to disclose information that is shared with us. And I think that's something also important to say, because there are a lot of people who do need the help, who do need the assistance, but there's a fear that if you share your information, you're going to hear it in the street. I mean, and for me personally, and I don't think these two women are party animals either, you don't see me in the street. You don't see me in the street. Like, there are parties all day long. I mean, this is what I'm doing on a Saturday. So I'm not getting ready for the next whatever event is going on this evening. And I choose that way for a reason, because I feel like if I'm at a party and someone who needs help is seeing me there, their comfort level, I mean, they're not going to have the same level of comfort to tell me what's going on because I'm partying with you. And so I choose not to present myself as a party goer. I mean, if it's something that I think is of value, I'll be there. I mean, not to say, I mean, everybody has to have their fun, but just for me personally, from a professional standpoint, I think it creates a feeling that